Hey everyone, it's February 17th, and that means that if today is your birthday, you share it with Blanche Taylor Moore, an American serial killer known for the Black Widow murders, and that is her right up there. Moore was born in North Carolina in 1933, the fifth of seven children. Her father was a Baptist minister, but also was an alcoholic womanizer who she claimed forced her into prostitution as a child to pay his gambling debts. She got married in 1953 at the age of 20 to the man who would father her two children, and took work the next year at a Kroger grocery store. Moore's father left her mother in 1956, causing a rift in her relationship with her relatives. She repaired the relationship with her father in the early 60s, but he died in 1966. It wasn't until many years later that anyone realized he had displayed the signs of arsenic poisoning before his death. Her mother-in-law died in 1970, showing similar symptoms to her father, and her husband followed 3 years later, exhibiting the same signs. She'd been engaged in affairs with multiple coworkers and supervisors at Kroger since the early 60s, which culminated in a sexual harassment settlement for her in 1985. That same year, she met the Reverend Dwight Moore, and the two began dating. One of the men she had been involved with at Kroger turned up dead from arsenic poisoning in 1986, but doctors didn't realize that was the cause at the time. She married the Reverend in 1989, and just a few days later, he became ill when doctors discovered he had ingested a large amount of arsenic. Analysis later determined that he had survived the largest ever dose of arsenic from which a victim had survived. The bodies of Moore's father, first husband, mother-in-law, and former boyfriend were exhumed, and all were found to have an elevated level of arsenic in their system. After she was arrested and awaiting trial, she received a letter in jail from a man who claimed to have committed the murders on her behalf because he was in love with her. Handwriting analysis showed that Moore had written the letter herself. She was tried and convicted of just one murder, being sent to death row in 1991. Moore is currently the oldest person on North Carolina's death row, and authorities have decided not to try her for additional murders because they felt it wasn't worth the effort to win more verdicts against somebody already sentenced to death. There are also several other speculated victims, including several close friends and relatives who died mysteriously, showing some signs of arsenic poisoning. Elizabeth Montgomery, who is best known for playing Samantha Stevens in Bewitched, played Moore in a 1993 TV movie called Black Widow Murders, the Blanche Taylor Moore story. She died just 2 years later while Moore is still alive. The world isn't fair at all. If this was your birthday, hope you had a great day. If you know somebody whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Blanche Taylor Moore, I have to say, happy birthday, you bastard.